Hello, dear students. Trust you all are happy and healthy in your houses. All of us are very excited as there are many festivals coming round the corner. But my advice to you is stay indoors, and in case you need to go out, please make sure that you maintain social distancing, wear mask and use a sanitizer to keep yourself safe. Now let's get started. We are going to do a poem in English literature today, Little Fellow. Let's recite the poem Little Fellow. There are little eyes upon you, and they are watching night and day. There are little ears that quickly take in every word you say. There are little hands all eager to do everything you do. And a little boy who's dreaming of the day he'll be like you. You are the little fellow's idol. You are the wisest of the wise. In his little mind about you, no suspicions ever rise. There's a wide-eyed little fellow who believes you are always right, and his ears are always open as he watches day and night. You are setting an example every day in all you do for the little boy who's waiting to grow up to be like you. This is an inspirational poem by poetess Shirley Mitton, who wants to give a message to all the sportspersons. The poetess reminds athletes that thousands of youngsters treat them as their idol and dream to become like them. Shirley Mitton is giving advice to the role models who children often follow and hero worship. The speaker in the poem says that the role models should watch how they walk, talk, and behave. This is because there may be a child who's copying the actions of their role model, and it is important that role models exhibit good values so that little children learn the right things from them. The little child wants to be like his role model, but he is not equipped with the critical discrimination that is required to discern whether his role model behaves appropriately or does something wrong. So the speaker in the poem wants all role models to behave with responsibility. The poem is divided into 5 stanzas of 4 lines each. Before I explain the poem line by line, first of all, I would like to tell you that who is a role model? A person looked to by others as an example to be imitated. A role model is a person whose behavior, example, or success is or can be emulated by others, especially by younger people. So we begin with the poem. There are little eyes upon you, and they are watching night and day. The poet is telling the role models, the athletes, the elders that they're small children. Little eyes is referring to small children. That the small children, the youngsters, they're always looking up to you and they're always trying to follow what you do. Maybe good, maybe bad. So little eyes are upon you means they're looking at you and they are watching you night and day. There are little ears that quickly take in every word you say. And the little ears is referring to the ears of the small children, of the youngsters who are ready to absorb whatever is spoken. It may be something very nice, something very knowledgeable, something which is very enlightening, or even it may be something which is bad and which is abusive and which the children need not know. So the poet is laying stress that the little children are always watching and ready to imitate what they see. Especially, they keep looking at their role models and they always try to imitate what they do. The second stanza, there are little hands all eager to do everything you do. When we think that this person is our role model, maybe he is very successful in life, or maybe he is very smart to look at, or maybe he does wonderful things, children are ready to follow him. They have full faith and trust. So they would blindly follow that person. So they do what the person is doing, whatever their role model is doing, whatever a very successful person is doing, an adult whom they adore, whom they love, they like to copy that person all the time and they're ready to do what that person is doing. And a little boy who's dreaming of the day he'll be like you. And small children or the youngsters, they always aspire, they always wish that they would grow up to be like their role models. For instance, if you like someone, you look up to somebody, you would like to have all his attributes, you wish to be his or her replica, following everything he or she does. Suppose you are a Dhoni fan. You would like to have a similar haircut, wear identical outfit, try to imitate his playing style. In case you admire an athlete, you would like to imbibe all his or her attributes like discipline, like stamina, perfection, practice, and achieve as many laurels as he or she has won. The next stanza, you are the little fellow's idol. You are the wisest of the wise. They are saying the little fellow or the little child or the youngster, he is treating you like a role model. And the role model is the wisest person. Wisest of the wise is referring to the most intelligent and most appropriate person to follow. He has all the skills they want to replicate. In his little mind about you, no suspicions ever arise. And the children, they have full faith in their role models. They completely trust them and they have no suspicions, no doubt, no distrust about the abilities of their role model. And they always keep the role model in the mind and they are always ready to imitate. They are observing their role model and they are ready to adopt their qualities, maybe positive qualities or maybe negative qualities. So that is the reason the poet says that the people whom we admire for their work or for their positive qualities they showcase, we try to follow them blindly. So there is a lot of responsibility that lies on the shoulders of various celebrities, of various famous people, of athletes, that they have to be very responsible and they have to always keep in mind that somebody is all the time observing them and trying to imitate them. The fourth stanza, there's a wide eyed little fellow who believes you're always right, and his ears are always open as he watches day and night. The word wide eyed means looking at someone with respect. This is a hyphenated compound word, wide and eyed. So the little child is looking at his role model with respect, with his eyes absolutely wide, and he believes that whatever his role model is doing is absolutely right. He can blindly follow his role model. And his ears are always open and he watches day and night. So he is using his eyes and his ears and he is all focused to what the role model is doing. Whatever the athlete, the role model, the celebrity is doing, he wishes to follow each and everything. You are setting an example every day in all you do for the little boy who's waiting to grow up to be like you. And the poet says that the role model is setting an example for the child, for the young boy or a girl, for young children, that there's an example that they always wish to follow. They admire somebody, maybe a sports person, maybe a celebrity, whomsoever they love or they admire, they want to replicate what they do, they just want to be like them. So the celebrities, they shoulder a lot of responsibility because the children love to imitate what they see. They're always looking at what they adults are doing and they want to follow and do the same thing. For the little boy is waiting that he will grow up. The little child is waiting that he will grow up and just be like his role model, just be like the celebrity or the athlete or the famous personality, and would be just the same. He's aspiring to be the same person with same attributes and same positive things. The literary devices of the poem, the very first one is the rhyme scheme. Rhyme scheme is the pattern in which the last words in the lines of the poem rhyme. If you read the first stanza, you will observe that the last word in the second line and the last word in the fourth line rhyme, the word day and say. So the rhyme scheme of the poem is A, B, C, B. The first sentence and the third sentence have nothing rhyming in them, but the second and the fourth sentence have the words day and say that rhyme. So the rhyme scheme is A, B, C, B. The same can be observed in the second stanza, the words do and you in the second sentence and the fourth sentence of the second stanza. Similarly, in the third stanza of the poem, in the second sentence, the word wise, and in the last sentence, the word rise. Both of them rhyme, and the same rhyme scheme A, B, C, B can be observed here too. In the fourth stanza, the words right and night end the second and the fourth sentence. So we observe that the rhyme scheme in this stanza too is A, B, C, B. First sentence has the word fellow and the third sentence has the last word open, and both are not rhyming. So that is why it is A, B, C, B. In the last stanza, we have the words do and you that rhyme in the second and the fourth sentence. So we observe that the rhyme scheme of the poem is A, B, C, B. The next important thing that we can observe here is that the word little is used again and again. So this is repetition. The repetition occurs when the poet repeats words or phrases or lines in a poem. So it creates a pattern, it increases the rhythm of the poem, and it also strengthens the feelings and the ideas in the poem. The word little in the poem is specifying or laying stress on a small child, a youngster, a little child who is observing his role model. And third important literary piece is enjambment. Enjambment means the running over of a line or thought into the next line without a strong break or pause. If we observe the poem, the first stanza, there are little eyes upon you and they're watching night and day. So the message is continuing the second line too. There isn't a full stop after the first line, and the thought is traveling from one sentence to the other without a pause. So this is enjambment. I hope you understood there are three different literary devices used in the poem. One is repetition, the other is enjambment, and of course, we have a rhyme scheme that is followed to make the poem interesting for the reader. I am sure that you observed in the fourth stanza, first line, a hyphenated compound word, wide eyed. It is made up of two words, wide and eyed. There is also a punctuation mark, hyphen, in the middle of the word. It helps to join two or more words to indicate that they have a combined meaning. Some examples of hyphenated compound words are empty-handed, high rise, left-handed, fine chilling. Revise the new hyphenated compound words and improve your vocabulary. This video will help you comprehend and understand the poem better. Bye bye, take care.